Hello everyone, welcome to the BS News. It's big stuff news. Today we will cover the Battle of Anzio. Also we will cover the social, political, and entertainment aspect of two major nations.
Now, cutting live to the report of the Battle of Anzio by Long John.
Hey guys, I'm reporting live at the Battle of Anzio. I'm Long John. I have a map of Italy over here. So the allied countries, United Kingdom, Canada, United States, they all plan to stop the Italian campaign. To do that was to start this land invasion right here at Sicily and work their way up. As they did, going up to the Gustav Line, where they were met with German forces retaliating. So they started an amphibious attack towards Anzio with the United States and started making their way up to Rome. They made their way over to Rome to liberate it because it was the key capitals of German occupation, and to only destroy their morale was to liberate Rome. So after they took Rome, they were able to push back the Italian forces and German occupation, controlling more of Italy and stopping the campaign. So as we're here, the Avengers are arriving as the Allied forces to fight the German occupation with the Italian campaign, who have Thanos.
Avengers! I'm ready for you.
I'm here for you, Thanos.
I'll stop you, Thanos. I'm gonna stop you for America, Thanos. You're under my control now. Not a weaker anymore. I'm a warrior. You want to see the true power of the Eye of Agamotto?
Let me provide you with some context before the battle. The decision to launch the Battle of Anzio, also known as Operation Shinra, was born out of the need to break the stalemate in the Italian campaign. The Allied forces needed to extract Italy from World War II, establish control over the Mediterranean Sea, and compel Germany to redirect divisions from the Eastern Front and other regions, such as northern France, where the Allies were preparing for the Normandy invasion. For months, Allied forces had been bogged down in brewing trench warfare along the Gustav Line, unable to make significant headway against entrenched German positions. The Allies, comprising the United States, United Kingdom, and Canada, launched a daring amphibious assault on the shores of Anzio and Matera, just 30 miles south of Rome. With flawless precision, around 50,000 Allied soldiers from the American 5th Army, 6th Corps, and the British 1st Infantry Division stormed the shores. Although they initially gained ground, the Allied forces soon found themselves trapped on the beach by a large German and Italian.
Oh, you're approaching me. Instead of running away, you come towards me? It's kind of hard to beat you all the way back there. Oh, you come as close as you'd like. You may got a gun, but I got that dog!
Okay, thank you for the amazing report, Long John.
Now move to Connor Curtis to social coverage.
Thank you, Newscaster 1. Now, socializing and the culture we have is important to keep in mind in these trying times. So, let's talk about the big games going on. But first we have to bring some light to some unfortunate news. The Summer and Winter Olympics, set to be in London and Cortina d'Ampezzo, have been canceled. How sad. Anyway, on to the sports. America has gotten its very first women-only professional sports league, called the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. On top of that, in the NFL, there are too many teams and not enough players. So, the Steelers have combined with another team yet again to become the Card Pick Combine. However, the people are very mad, even going on to say that they should be called the Carpets because of how they get walked on by the rest of the league. The coaches were saying that they were the worst team in the NFL, and they even said that the season couldn't have gone any worse with a total of 8 touchdowns on the entire season. On the topic of carpets, the home front is doing alright. The men are going off to war, which means women are having to go off and work in the workforce. They're working in factories and many other male-dominated jobs. People are spending money on war bonds to support the war effort, and they're rationing their food. Now on to Germany, because I'm kind of being forced to. There's not much to talk about with everything being state mandated. Sports aren't even happening because they're not seen relevant by the state. However, I can talk about the lives of the people. Women are really only used to make children. If you make 6 children, you get a medal. If you get 10, the godfather is Adolf Hitler himself, and the child has to be named Adolf. Imagine having him as your godfather. My bad, I mean it would be so cool. Also, children are being trained to fight in a war since they're very young. Anyway, that's about it for me. Back to you, News Reporter 1.
Thank you, Connor, for the amazing social coverage. Now recording live at the Battle of Anzio. Back to Chunky Monkey.
Hey guys, Chunky Monkey recording live at the Battle of Anzio. As you can see, the battle's heating up. They're fighting each other, going at it.
Before we get back to the battle, let me explain the objective and strategy of the Allied forces. The objective was to outflank the German and Italian defenses and break through Tyrol, a key Axis capital held under German occupation since 1943. This bold maneuver aims to draw German forces away from Monte Cassino, paving the way for a crucial breakthrough in the Italian campaign. Rome is considered the heart of fascist Italy under Mussolini's rule. Due to its immense importance, the liberation of Rome would not only signify a significant blow to the Axis powers, but also diminish Nazi Germany's morale, making them weaker to defeat.
You're not under my control now. Let's get on dude America fight Thanos.
Oh, where is he? Oh, where did he go?
Ooh, what the fuck?
Thank you, Chunky Monkey, to your live coverage.
For now, we move to Francis to talk about entertainment coverage.
Thank you, newscaster number 2. Now for some breaking news in the entertainment industry. A song recorded by Bing Crosby, I'll Be Seeing You, recorded in 1938, has recently hit number 1 on the charts in early July. This song is getting increasingly popular even to this moment and going on forward. Since this significant song has captured the emotions of what the war has brought upon us, this song has reached the hearts of Americans at home and on the battlefield using the very known top-selling radio. Bing Crosby's music has raised morale and inspired the soldiers fighting for us on the battlefront. On the topic of radios, based on a recent statistical survey, 96% of American households own radio. Songs and live performances were played on the radio stations either at home or stationed on the battlefront to raise morale and inspiration. Swing and jazz were usually played, but recent reports have stated that these were banned throughout Europe and especially Germany. A notable film based off the war was shown earlier this year, Lifeboat, directed by Alfred Hitchcock. It's about the survival of American and British passengers on a lifeboat because their ship was sunk by a Nazi U-boat. This film is highly controversial due to its positive impression of a German character, especially during the midst of World War II. To end this segment on a positive note, the special services, created on July 22, 1940, have been helping to provide some sorts of recreational entertainment to soldiers at war, to playing Hollywood movies, showing in camp theaters, radio networks playing popular music, and the distribution of tobacco and candy, etc. Another organization that is also contributing, the United Service Organization, created in 1941, is bringing live entertainment to American military camps here in the homeland. That is it about for today in the entertainment industry. Check back tomorrow for some more good news, or maybe bad news. Anyways, back to you, newscaster number 5.
Alright, thank you, Francis, for the entertainment coverage. Now recording live at the Battle of Anzio. Shaquille O'Neal.
Hey guys, I'm at the Battle of Anzio, Shaquille Oatmeal. As you can see, the battle's taking a turn for the Allied forces.
I'm gonna beat you, Thanos, with rap.
Now it's time to explain the Axis power strategy and the objective. The objective for Italian and German troops were to defend Anzio from the land invasion, delaying and disrupting the Allied advance, buying time for reinforcements and reorganization. They did this by fortifying the area around Anzio and Rome with trenches, bunkers, and other defensive structures. These defensive lines were designed to slow down the Allied forces and inflict maximum casualties. The Axis powers launched counterattacks against the Allied beachhead at Anzio to push them back into the sea. These counterattacks aimed at disrupting the Allied supply lines and morale. The Germans and Italians made extensive use of armor and artillery to defend Anzio and Rome. Tank traps, anti-tank guns, and minefields were employed to hinder Allied armor offenses. The Axis forces are also employing scorched earth tactics, destroying infrastructure and resources to deny them to the advancing Allies. Overall, the Axis tactics aim to delay the Allied advance, inflict maximum casualties, and conserve their own forces until they can mount a more effective counteroffensive.
Yo, let me tell you about a story from the past. The Battle of Anzio, where the die was cast. Allies and Axis logging a dead dance. Endless cause, you kinda dead circumstance. Anzio, where the bodies lie. Allies and the Axis, reaching for the sky. A clash of titans, struggle so fast. Echoes of the war, forever last. Allies forces landed with the plans of bomb, but Axis defenders, fierce and cold. Bitches in the battleground, shells fill the air. The chaos of the war, no one could spare. Anzio, where the bullets fly, Allies and Axis, reaching for the sky. A clash of titans, a struggle so vast. The echoes of the war will forever last. Mounts stretch on in the blood-soaked sand, each side fighting hard, making their stand. Heroes emerge in the heat of the fray, with courage and sacrifice winning honors today. Anzio, where the bullets fly, Allies and Axis reaching for the sky. Now we move to Gerald to state about political coverage.
Good afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are watching from. I'm your newscaster, Jamal Van Double Diesel. As we get a closer look at this battle, we can see from our main two perspectives, America and Nazi Germany. We'll be looking at what is going on with them so far. America, early 1944. An upcoming running for president, Franklin D. Roosevelt had an objective: get prepared for the war with Germany and the Axis, gather all guns, uniforms, warships, aircrafts, and other fighting resources and equipment required to fight. This made a massive impact on America's war production. They had enough supplies for themselves and the Allies, not to mention how this changed American life. Throughout the problems of the Great Depression, unemployment no longer became an economic issue for the US since working opportunities were all directed on war production. Women were needed to take part and replace the men in the workforce since most of the men were out there in the battlefield. A war was going on. Of course there would be propaganda. The efforts of the home front rhymes and was like the last World War. American citizens had to conserve their vital resources to ensure victory. And this did not apply to just the US, but also the Allies and the Axis. However, if you were living with shortages, deal with it. Annoyed by the price controls? Too bad. And all those hungry, starving souls, well, they were for a good cause. Don't like it? Well, I have some advice for you. Join the military. Nazi Germany, home of the Holocaust. From the years of 1942 through 1945, Germany's expansion for territorial control was at its greatest, conquering 35 to 40% of all of Europe. February 26, 1944, the Nazi propaganda film began to shoot, creating national community that would demonize this and spread further hatred from the Jews. Later, Nazis would execute more than 400 prisoners of Soviets and anti-fascists. By 1944, the war was consuming 70% of Germany's domestic product compared to 60% in the Soviet Union and 55% in the UK. Keep in mind that the US provided the Allies with their supplies, which benefited them in the battle. But German industrial and war production was skyrocketing. Aircrafts and rockets were made and tested from the Peenemünde. The rockets were one of the first man-made objects to enter space. However, as time flew by, Germany was losing the war and concentration camps started to be liberated. Will Hitler and the Nazis meet their end? Find out now. BS News. Thank you, Newscaster 1.
Hey bro, get up. You gotta do your next segment.
Oh yeah, I'm still doing this. Recording live to Vladimir Putin.
Hello guys, Vladimir Gluten here. As you can see, the Allied forces have defeated the Italian campaign and the Germans. He is about to retrieve. Hi!
Explain the outcomes and the impact of the battle. The Battle of Anzio, a pivotal engagement during World War II, resulted in significant outcomes and impacts. It facilitated an Allied breakthrough, establishing a crucial beachhead in Italy, while forcing the Axis powers to divert resources from other critical fronts. The prolonged fighting inflicted heavy casualties on both sides and contributed to the eventual collapse of fascist Italy, leading to its surrender to the Allies. Moreover, the pressure exerted on Germany by the Allied presence at Anzio played a role in weakening the Axis alliance. Ultimately, the success at Anzio prepared the ground for the liberation of Rome and further Allied advances in Italy, marking a turning point in the Mediterranean theater of operations. The Battle of Anzio began on January 22, 1944, and ended on June 5, 1944. Overall, the Allied countries turned out victorious.
I'm gonna kill you all. Oh, please. I was sparing you. You think you'd be lucky that whole time?
Now we finally defeat Thanos. Let's bring freedom to Rome.
Let's make sure no one sees this.
It looks like we lost the connection to the live coverage of the battlefield, so that would be the end of the broadcast. Super.
That's a wrap.